everyone, and welcome to our newest stream. We have Lori here today, and we are going to be talking about navigating diabetes during Halloween. And anybody who is struggling with diabetes knows, or how tempting all those candies can be, especially if you have children or if you are giving Halloween candy out. So Lori is going to tell us how those who cannot have sugar can navigate Halloween, still have a good time, um, and not overload their system with too much sugar. Hi, Lori, and welcome to our stream.
Hi, Rosalia. Thank you so much for having me back. And hello, everybody. Thank you so much for you know, s- tuning in to us today. It's a fun day, not just for the kiddos, but for everybody. And it could be fun, but for some people, it could be stressful. A
Mhm.
lot of people get anxious because, especially for our patients with, for people with diabetes, because they really don't know, can I eat this? I cannot eat this, right? So for some people, they just, shut off the light and don't participate at all because they're fearful that, oh, I'm going to end up in the emergency room, right? So what things can, you do at home to get your mind off the candies, the treats, right? Instead of focusing on the candies, you might want to focus on the costume. So, if you can, you probably, host a costume party so that, again, like what I said, the focus is shifted on the costumes, right? Or you could keep everybody busy with carving pumpkins or maybe painting. You know, I saw some patients here, they were painting the pumpkins. And also some face painting, right? Just to keep your mind off, because it's not about candies really. So you get to enjoy the Halloween with, your friends and your family, right? You're not kind of left out. So, um, I know people already bought their candies, but maybe, for next year, you might want some tricks that you might want to use is, instead of buying the candies, the sweets that you like, buy those that you don't like, because definitely you're not going to eat that, right? Lesser temptation for you to go back in the pantry and get those chocolates. um, so tonight, if your children or grandchildren or nephews or nieces or you yourself, you come home with a bag of treats, make sure that you don't eat everything in one setting. So to answer your question about what can I eat, what I cannot eat, it's not really that. The answer to that is it's more about portion control, Rosalia, right? So instead of eating the treats in one setting, maybe you can schedule it. I'll eat one today, 3 days from now, another piece. And make sure that you only have, one of the fun size, not the big ones. Okay? So that's, a trick that you can use so that your sugars won't go sky high. Um,
So, what can people do? I mean, I know that sometimes when you eat one piece of candy, it's hard to stop. So, what can people do if they think they've overeaten the candy? Is there anything they could do in that situation before things get out of control?
So really it's about controlling, Rosalia. So when you get home, you got that stack of candies, make sure that you already, you make sure that you divide it and
Mm-hmm.
hide whatever is like that big lump of chocolate that you have. So make sure that you are eating in moderation. And if the leftovers, you have leftovers, a lot of leftover candies, we have some organizations who will take that and send that to our troops. You can send it to the troops, Treat for Troops, or the Operation Shoebox. That will go to our active duty military personnel. They
Oh,
would
that's a
love that.
wonderful idea. Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Excuse me. Are there any candies that people with diabetes can actually eat safely? Like, are there any uh, candies that are less dangerous or less problematic than others?
So there is a what do you call this? They can go on the website, the American Diabetes Association. So there's a list of the chocolates. The size is really the small size, the fun size, and there is the carbs, the carbohydrate amount for each type of chocolate. There's really no chocolate they can eat. Are not allowed to eat. They can eat everything unless they're, of course, allergic to the ingredients. That's a no-no, right? But uh, the trick with eating the sweets is really moderation, portion control. So, as I've said earlier, you have the bag of chocolates, don't eat it in one setting. So make sure that you have one fun size, let's say Kit Kat bar, right? That small one. That's it for the day. You could schedule again 2 days later, but not in one setting. I remember I had a family member. The kids came home and they had really good chocolates, and he ate a lot in one setting, and then he started having chest pain, so he almost ended up in the emergency room. So really, there's no no, remember, portion control, moderation. Okay. um you need to remember to enjoy the treats in moderation, because Halloween is not about candies. All right. We tend to forget that. It's not about candies. That's part of it. The the message for Halloween is, you get to wear costumes so that you can have fun, and not just fun with family, but also with your friends. Right? So that's the message of Halloween. Having fun, not about eating, out of control with the goodies, the treats that you receive.
That sounds doable for a lot of people out there. So the takeaway is that people struggling with diabetes or people who are not allowed to have sugar can actually have a piece at a, so it's not like they're totally barred from having it at all. They can have it in moderation and not all at one time.
Oh, yes,
That's kind of
definitely.
good news for people out there who feel like they have cannot eat candy at all.
That's right. So have a great time tonight. Make sure, remember, portion control, moderation,
And only fun size,
fun size, the
fun
small one.
size,
Yeah.
not the big ones.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
not that one.
Okay, so
Okay.
if anyone is out there and who is listening and who has diabetes and who has any questions, please post them in the comment section. Excuse me. We'll check them periodically and we'll make sure to get you some answers. But good luck to everyone tonight who is handing out candy and also doing other things like maybe carving pumpkins or painting them. And just remember, everything in moderation.
That's right. Thank you,
Thank
Rosalia.
you, Laurie, and thank you for joining our stream today. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.